Hello, and welcome to From Ashes to Action, the Anglican Union's Lenten podcast series. Today is the third Monday in Lent, and our speaker is Father Jamie MacLeod, a priest in Anglican Union Europe and director of Whaley Hall Ecumenical Retreat House and Conference Centre in Whaley Bridge, England.
Today we come together for the third Monday in Lent, and we hear the Gospel of St. John, chapter 5, verses 1 to 16. After this there was a festival of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now in Jerusalem by the sheep gate there was a pool called in Hebrew Bethesda, which has 5 porticos. In these lay many invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." Jesus said to him, "Stand up, take your mat and walk." At once the man was made well, and he took up his mat and began to walk. Now that day was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been cured, "Is it not the Sabbath? It is not lawful for you to carry your mat." But he answered them, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Take up your mat and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take it up and walk'?" Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had disappeared into the crowd that was there. Later Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Do not sin any more, so that nothing worse happens to you." This man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had made him well. Therefore the Jews started persecuting Jesus because he was doing such things on the Sabbath. This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ. As we have heard this Gospel reading, let us now have a short meditation. Innocent, you heard yourself condemned. We hear of people locked up for years for crimes they did not commit. We know of prisoners of conscience punished for their political or religious views. I wonder whether we would stand if we were faced trial for our faith in you, as someone said. Would there be sufficient evidence to convict us? Are we known and seen to be Christians, not just when we are in church, but in our homes, our workplace, among our friends? Or do we avoid owning up to being your disciples for fear of ridicule or abuse? If we do, are we not as guilty as Pilate, who was willing to deny the truth for the sake of an easy life? Blessed are you when people abuse you and persecute you. Your reward will be great in heaven.